A recent report that French President Emanuel Macron met with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani ruffles some feathers in the Trump administration. When America's Rion has the details from the White House.
French President Emanuel Macron met with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani earlier this week and allegedly invited Rouhani to this month's G7 summit to speak with President Trump. President Trump used this meeting as an opportunity to rebuke not only Macron, but others who speak for the U.S., tweeting, "Iran is in serious financial trouble. They want desperately to talk to the U.S., but are given mixed signals from all of those purporting to represent us, including President Macron of France. I know Emmanuel means well, as do all others, but nobody speaks for the United States but the United States itself. No one is authorized in any way, shape, or form to represent us." The strain between the U.S.-EU over Iran has been a fundamental one, started from the day President Trump announced his maximum pressure strategy against Iran. The difference between U.S.-EU approaches to Iran is that the EU believes we can control Iran by using economic sanctions to encourage Iran to stop producing nuclear weapons. But the Trump administration views this as too lenient, insisting a stronger hand is necessary. On the effectiveness of the American approach, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said, "America has a strategy which we are convinced will work. We will deny Iran the wealth to foment terror around the world and build out their nuclear program." Macron seems to be leaving response to President Trump to his surrogates. The French foreign minister dismissed the mixed signal accusation, doubling down on France's own sovereign right to speak on the matter. The French also denies that Macron ever spoke for the U.S. on the matter at all. The U.S. maximum pressure strategy led the U.S. to end the Iran nuclear deal last year and onward to a series of increasingly harsh punishments for Iran. Just in the past few months, Iran has lashed back with increasing aggression. And in response to Iran's seizing of oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. tightened oil sanctions in May. Meanwhile, the UK is splitting from the EU's disdain for this strategy, with officials in the UK increasingly siding with the US on how to approach the Iranian regime. On Thursday, the White House renewed a 90-day extension of sanctions waivers to the relief of EU allies, but at the same time imposed a new sanction. Secretary Pompeo had this to say about this latest sanction. Recently, President Trump sanctioned Iran's supreme leader who enriched himself at the expense of the Iranian people. Today, the U.S. designated his chief apologist Zarif. He's just as complicit in the regime's outlaw behavior as the rest of the Khomeini mafia. Whether President Macron invited the Iranians to the table or not, this latest rebuke highlights what many say are unnecessary rifts between the U.S. and its EU allies when it comes to dealing with the Iranian regime. Rion, One American News, the White House.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.